Well, Airman First Class Jack Teixeira is now detained after being arraigned earlier this morning. He is due back in court Wednesday after not entering a plea on multiple federal charges. Those include unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information and the willful retention of classified documents. Teixeira was a junior member of the Air Force's 102nd Intelligence Wing, and his role as a systems communications official granted him access to a higher-level security clearance. And new details from his court affidavit reveal that billing records were key to identifying him as the leaker. And the airman even searched government computers to see if he was close to being found. Wow. Now, furious Republicans are calling for accountability.
How did a Massachusetts National Guardsman get access to this kind of classified and sensitive information?
What general is going to lose their job?
There's only one way to look at this, and there ought to be bipartisan condemnation for what this young man did.
The idea that a 21-year-old kid can expose sources and methods of how we spy, I mean, the incompetence is stunning.
This is a massive, catastrophic occurrence that should never have happened.
Have happened. And one thing that struck me from the Pentagon briefing yesterday was the number of times Brigadier General Pat Ryder said over and over again, there are procedures, there are rules, there are processes in place. Let's take a listen.
It is important to understand that we do have stringent guidelines in place for safeguarding classified and sensitive information. But again, let me just emphasize my point that this was we have rules in place. Each of us signs a non-disclosure agreement. Anybody that has a security clearance. Look, again, we have procedures, we have protocols in place. But again, to belabor the point, we have safeguards in place. We have processes, we have procedures.
You know, Pete, I had a security clearance. I worked in the federal government. Yes, there are procedures and processes, but they clearly failed. And perhaps this goes back to 9/11 when there was the failure to share intelligence and it was open too widely. But something needs to change because those processes aren't working when a 21-year-old gamer leaks national security information.
Yeah, there are processes, there are procedures, and there are also human beings. And this 21-year-old made a terrible decision to look cool to his buddies on the internet, and there are big consequences to that. But I don't want to doubt, the age thing isn't a factor to me. I mean, our military is staffed by young people. If you want tech savvy, you want young people. So a 21-year-old with a clearance like that is not surprising to me. It is surprising that he had access to that vast of information all the way up to the presidential daily briefing. But not really, because if he's the tech guy, almost the IT guy, that's like saying the IT guy here at Fox News could read all of our emails if they wanted to, right? They understand the system, but they're not supposed to, and they don't. He had a TSSCI, that's top secret, sensitive, compartmentalized information. That's the same clearance I had as a 23-year-old platoon leader. It means you can see top secret information, but you're only supposed to see things you're privy to seeing and certain aspects that affect your mission regarding detainees at Guantanamo Bay, our mission. But in this case, he opened up everywhere else. Here's the problem. We have such a lack of faith in our institutions across the board right now. I look at this and it's terrible. But I also say, where's the manifesto of the trans shooter in Nashville? Where's the Dobbs leaker? We jump at this one because it is bad and consequential. But it doesn't mean we need 1,000 new layers. Humans will always be humans, and this is an illegal thing he did, and he'll take the hit for it. Yeah, you know, Emily, it's so peculiar to me that the one time I got to see the presidential daily brief, there was a news story about it. The press secretary's office is not a place that you would have much classified information, but I had to go into a room. Someone from the intelligence community came. It was very closely guarded, as it should be. But it's striking to me that this individual had access to Joint Chiefs final product, to CIA final product. And you called this yesterday, Emily. You said, I worry we're going to focus so much on the leaker and not the consequences of what was leaked. And now Josh Rogan, an excellent reporter at the Washington Post, said the most shocking intel leak reveals new Chinese military advances. That is critical information that's now out there.
I hope with the media's appreciation of their own responsibility that indeed the focus remains on the substance of the leaks, the threats to national security, the damage to our allies, potentially permanent, and the details of those leaks rather than the leaker. But it does call into question, to our point here, well, we need to make sure this doesn't happen again. My question is, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. the cavalier attitude with which he seemed to not only treat the material, but the gathering of it, the printing it off and then showing his friends to look cool. What shocks me is not that someone 21 has access to that information, to your point, or even the breadth of employees that do in the federal government. Tens of thousands have that same level clearance. But the fact that he clearly saw there to be zero accountability. So when the Brigadier General stands and said, oh, we have stringent guidelines, y'all, we have NDAs that you sign. Well, clearly that doesn't matter. Clearly that doesn't work. And clearly the procedure in place under your White House, Kayleigh, that did work. Not only was it an actual process whereby people could actually see who has what when, but there was clearly an honor associated with it, a gravitas associated with it that this guy didn't have. And I don't think that we should take his age into account in terms of the crime or the fact that he's the defendant, et cetera. But I will just say that his youth is underscored, in my opinion, by an exchange that happened at court this morning when, as he was being led away after the proceedings, his father yelled out, "I love you, son," and he said, "I love you, Dad."
Yeah, it does break your heart anytime you see a situation like that. Dagan, Emily mentions a cavalier attitude, and what's striking is that there is a cavalier attitude on the part of our commander-in-chief, not just on this matter, but on many matters of national security importance. Let's take a watch and go down memory lane from the drone strike all the way through Afghanistan. Here's our commander-in-chief.
How concerned are you about this leak?
I'm not concerned about the leak because I'm concerned that it happened. But there's nothing contemporaneous that I'm aware of that is of great consequence.
It's not a major breach. I mean, look, it's a violation of international law. It's our airspace. And once it comes in our space, we can do what we want with it.
But no one's being killed right now. God forgive me if I'm wrong about that, but no one's being killed right now. Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, et cetera. But if they actually do what they're capable of doing with the force amassed on the border, it is going to be a disaster for Russia.
A vile cocktail of incompetence and dishonesty that can sum up his presidency so far. It can get worse, potentially. 5 days to explore his ancestry in Ireland when he could have just spit in a tube and paid $100 to 23andMe. But I'm not going to make a joke about what's going on because Teixeira needs to go away, if convicted, for the rest of his life because we have been too flippant and too easy on people leaking. I know some people don't have a problem with this because, oh, we get to discover secrets from the federal government. But this is about protecting the United States and protecting people who serve this country mightily and protecting our allies. And we have secrets and we need to keep them. And we need to protect those who are serving in secrecy, potentially. And this means prison forever. I remember when President Obama said with Edward Snowden, no, I'm not going to be scrambling jets to get a 29-year-old hacker. So again, this kind of flippancy is not something new. Just a couple of things. I talked to a tech executive yesterday, and you said, our IT people could potentially read all of our emails. And the general rule is if you look at information, you can steal it. But what is totally shocking is the fact that this information, these documents got printed out into hard copies, and then carried out of a facility. This is inexcusable, egregious, and the most massive lapse in security. They were photographed on his bed and on his keyboard at home. And just one other thing that was in the Wall Street Journal that I'll point out, this guardsman's in a unit that has no clear need to know about this information, which is part of the kind of adjacent to, right, yeah. Exactly. And this was in the Journal. And unless deploying under federal orders, the Massachusetts Air National Guard's job is just simply to protect the Commonwealth. Communications of the leaders of Israel's Mossad and discussions among members of South Korea's National Security Council on whether to sell ammo to Ukraine that could end up in Ukraine have no obvious relevance to this suspect's work. A lot of questions.
We have to find a middle ground here because it's clearly too loosely handled now. Same time, September 11th, intelligence was too siloed. There's a middle ground.
I suppose there's a middle ground, but I'm on board with Dagan here. We've got to take some action. We've ignored this too long. The United States of America is Gulliver and it's Americans who are the Lilliputians attacking America. And that, to me, is what's deeply concerning. You don't hear about WikiLeaks in China. You don't hear WikiLeaks of Russia. That doesn't happen. That's not who gets their information leaked. It's us. And it's on us to fix the problem. I feel like somewhere there's a huge gap between the guys at the top of the Pentagon who are running it and who are older, and people way down the line who have all this information about how to access data. It is on Pentagon leadership to understand what the problem is. It's time to move.
No doubt about it.
Here's another real reason this recruiting numbers are way down for the Army. What is the Army doing when its recruiting numbers are down? They're lowering the standards.
Yep.
And so if you get something, you get more of what you tolerate, to your point. They got to be able to hold this guy accountable, and then realize as you look at future recruits, when you lower the standards, you get worse.
Yeah, and when you focus on drag shows at military bases.
Yeah, that too.
There.